Hey everyone, this is Matt with GameZone, and today I'm going to walk you through the second to last boss fight in Shadows of the Damned. And this boss is Fleming, and if you've gotten this far you pretty much know how most of the bosses work in this game, and he's really no different than any of the others. But I'm just going to give you a few tips and tricks that I've used to help beat him, and hopefully it helps you if you're getting stuck. So one of the moves he does is bring you into the darkness, and you're going to shoot the goat head to go back into the light. Some of the other things he does is this ground smash, and to avoid that you just simply dive, as with most of the other bosses in this game. He's also going to fire a laser out of his eyes. I think it's a laser, I'm not really sure. But same thing, just use your A button to dodge that and roll out of the way. So there I didn't do a very good job, but you get the point. Back into the darkness, just shoot the head right there. And when he's not firing, you can simply shoot at him and that'll do damage to him. Now you're going to notice as you fight him that as you shoot him more, his armor begins to crack, and you can see that little red line beginning to crack in the middle of him. What you're going to want to do is keep shooting at this until that red line turns yellow and he becomes stunned. For the sake of time, I'm going to speed ahead a little bit to get to that point. Okay, so here you can see the armor crack turn from red to yellow, and he's stunned there. So you're going to want to switch to your hot boner and basically fire the bomb at him while he's stunned. And then you're going to want to blow it up. And at this point he's going to split into 3 pieces, and you're going to have to target one of them and blow him up. And like all the other bosses, you're going to want to shoot the one that's glowing red. So here they go spinning, and for me the easiest way to do this was to switch to the dentist, which at this point should have your lock-on capability, and it'll lock on the one that's spinning, which makes it a lot easier to destroy. So you're going to destroy that and he's going to come back, and from here it's basically rinse and repeat. You're going to want to keep shooting him and making that armor get cracked, and then you're going to want to fire the bomb and blow him up. So he's going to split into another 3 pieces, and you're going to aim and fire at the red one again. So it's a pretty straightforward boss. It's a little bit tedious, but it's not really hard. It's like anything else in the game. I forgot to mention, once he does that, you're not going to want to shoot, because obviously it's Paula. So I'm going to skip ahead here to another part of the boss fight and show you some other things you might have to do when you encounter Fleming. So a little further ahead, at this point, he's going to cast a green shield around him, and you're going to want to switch to your skull blaster and charge it up to the point where you can fire that skull through the hole. And once you get it in, it'll explode, and it'll destroy the shield and effectively stunning him, where you're going to blow up that armor again. At this point he does a new move, and that's he sends out this hand that grabs you into the darkness unless you successfully dodge it, which I did not. So it brings you into this area where the simple goal is to get out by blowing up those cracks and finding the one with the light in it. Obviously the first one I shot was the one with the light, and that's the one I have to run towards. So now I've stayed in here for too long, and the darkness is starting to drain my health, so I'm going to run towards that light, and it's going to bring me back to Fleming, where I dodge and attack. So you're going to keep shooting him. I'm going to dodge this hand right here, so he doesn't pull me back into the darkness. But we're getting close to beating it, so patience. I'm sure, as you know, a lot of these boss fights are pretty long, although fairly simple. So I'm going to speed ahead here and take us to the last part of his body that has to be destroyed. So we're finally at the end here, where the last thing we need to destroy is the arm of his body. So I'm going to switch to the dentist, and I'm going to lock on and just go to town on it. So basically that's it. Once you destroy all 3 pieces, he's gonna break apart and you've won. Congratulations. The first time I did this boss fight, it took me about 10 minutes, and that's without knowing anything about the boss. So it really shouldn't take you any longer than that, especially if you're watching this beforehand. Now that you beat the boss, you're going to get your achievement and finally get to Paula, who you've been chasing this entire time. And just when you think you've beaten the game, this happens. And you have to fight Paula. But luckily I provided a walkthrough with that as well, and you can check that out on our YouTube, GameZone Online, or on our website, GameZone.com. Thank you for tuning in.